Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today I'm going to be showing you how to pluck a duck. We have two teal that we harvested this morning. I'll show you guys that footage here in just a second. So I'm going to show you guys how I like to pluck teal, and then we're actually going to be waxing and plucking them, and then we're going to roast them up and eat these two teal that we harvested this morning for dinner. Last weekend of teal season. We haven't hunted since opening weekend, but I texted Nick last night and was like, "Hey man, you wanna go hunt?" And he was like, "Hey man, yes I do." So we're down here at the lake. We got set up. We're in some really shallow stuff right now. Should be alright. So if there's birds here, we should get on some. Wish us luck. Shoot it. Clean that up off the water. Good shit, man. Hey, man, we got two teal. Hell yeah. You got it? First duck of the season, huh? Alright, guys, well, we got two teal birds. I got myself the first duck of the year, a little green wing, beautiful duck, and Nick got himself his first duck of the year, a little blue wing. So we're on the board. You guys will see the video part of it. We got buzzed hard, and they kind of circled us, and then they flew off and flew down, and there's some people hunting about 400 yards away from us, probably 500 yards, and they tucked right in and got shot. These two both came in singles, and they have not left our hole. So stay tuned. Hopefully we can get on some more birds. They seem to be flying pretty slow today, but I don't know about you, Nick. I got nothing but time. If they pass by again, shoot them. We'll keep going out. When they come back by. Guys, well, that wraps it up for our hunt. We're about to pick the decoys up and head out. We haven't seen anything else moving since we shot that blue wing, so we're gonna go ahead and pick up our decoys and do some scouting, try and find a spot for tomorrow morning, and then we're gonna go load the boat up, head home, and cook these babies up. Blue wing and a green wing. This blue wing, his wings got a little bit tore up, so we're gonna chop his wings off with our kitchen shears, and then we're gonna pluck his tail feathers, and we're going to do a rough pluck. Since we're waxing these ducks, we don't want to pluck all the feathers because we want something for the wax to stick to. So the wax I'm using, we bought some golf wax. It's just paraffin wax from Brookshire's. You can get it at any supermarket or grocery store that sells canning supplies. It's just canning wax, paraffin wax. So we have a pot on the stove right now. Water is warming up, and all we're going to do is melt that wax. We're going to rough pluck our birds, dip them in wax, pull them out, sink them in cold water so the wax hardens, and then all we have to do is just let it set for a few minutes, break that wax, peel it off, and we'll have a nice, beautiful, clean duck, and then we'll gut it afterwards. You don't want to gut your birds beforehand, so we'll gut it afterwards. Alright, so like I said, first thing we're going to do is just chop the wings off, guys. And easy as that. Now I'm actually going to keep these wings for Boone. I'm going to strap those to some bumpers, but you're just going to get on your bird here, and you're going to find the little wing joint right there, and just take your shears, put them right on there, and just clips right off, just like that, guys. And if you're doing this in your kitchen, there's going to be a little bit of feathers everywhere, so if you have a lady, make sure that she knows what's about to happen. Okay, so we got both our wings clipped off, both our ducks, and then like I said, these tail feathers, you're just going to want to pull these straight out, guys. Don't pull against the grain or anything. We're just going to pluck all these tail feathers straight out of both these ducks. And then all we're going to do, like I said, is we're going to just rough pluck these, okay? So just grab a little bit and we're pulling off that top layer of feathers, so it's easier for the wax, but we're not pulling it all because we don't want to get just on the skin. We want it to just grab all these feathers. If you've ever dry plucked a duck, you know, you can do that. You can just pluck it and then get all the little feathers left over with a torch or whatever. Some people do that. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just a lot more work. All right, guys, so we got them rough plucked. I've had the water warming up behind us. We don't want our water to be boiling. We just want it nice and hot. And then that pack of wax comes in 4 of these little blocks. To just do these 2 teal, 1 of these little bricks should be good. So we're just gonna throw it in there and let the wax melt real good. And then I'll show you guys us actually soaking these ducks. So for our wax pot, guys, we're just using a big stove pot. We'll be able to get away with that with the teal. If you had bigger ducks, anything else, or any bigger game birds trying to do this, you're gonna need a bigger pot of water for your wax to be able to dunk your bird completely. And then our cold water, our dunk, is just gonna be a big plastic bowl right next to it. Now, again, bigger birds, you need something bigger. You could use a 5-gallon bucket, but you just wanna make sure you got nice ice cold water. So for my duck hunters out there, let me know how many of you guys wax your birds, how many of you guys just pluck your birds regular, and how many of you guys are just like to breast your birds. And also go ahead and drop down below your favorite duck recipes. Alright guys, so we got our wax nice and heated up, and we're going to take our duck, guys. We're just going to hold them by the head and drop it in. Get it all in that wax real good. Twirl it around a few times, pull it out. We're going to let it drip, and then back in the wax one more time. Pull it out again. Let this drip real quick, guys. And then straight into our cold tank. And as you can see, we got a solid coat of wax over this whole bird right here. And then, same as the other one, just dip in, get it coated real good, out, drip, and right back in. Let them drip, and then cool it off. So the wax is pretty much hardened. Typically I'd start with the wings, but since both these guys got shot in the wings, we're just going to go ahead and start, and all we're going to do is just kind of break this wax a little bit. Be real careful around the neck. These little guys have really thin neck skin, but we're just going to separate this wax right off the skin, just like that. So pull the wax away, and then just use your thumb to keep the skin down, and let that wax just peels right off. And that's what you'll end up with, is these chunks of wax with all the feathers on them, and then you're going to end up with a nice, very, very clean bird. So all we're going to do is just try and break some wax and just peel it off in little chunks. Try and be careful. Like I said, you don't want to tear the skin up. It's not going to ruin it, but it's just not going to look that great with a bunch of skin tears in it. Especially if you got a bird that's been shot up all through the breast and whatnot. You might not want to pluck that bird. That may be one that you breast. So all the wax peeled off, guys, and look at that. I mean, that is just one beautiful, clean bird. We'll just wash all this, the little bit of blood and leftover wax crumbs off, and you really, for the little amount of work, you cannot ask for anything better than that. I mean, not a feather on this sucker. Alright guys, so we got our ducks stuffed. As you can see, they're all cleaned up, and we stuffed these with some apple, some red onion, some green onion, some garlic cloves, and then I poured just a little bit of Guinness inside of there. And then all we're going to do is just rub the outside of these with some olive oil, dab them up with some salt and some pepper. And what we're going to be trying is actually air frying these, or roasting these in the air fryer. So we have a Ninja Foodi, and we're going to set them in there on a little roast rack, the 2 Teal, since they'll fit, and throw this thing on, bake, roast at about 400 degrees, and let it kind of slow cook and see how they turn out. So y'all really stick around, and maybe we're on the verge of something, or maybe we're about to completely ruin these 2 teal birds. Bon appetit. Well guys, they just came out of the air fryer, and it does not look too bad. I don't know. We're about to dig in, and I'll let you know. If it's good, I'll tell you how I cooked it. If it's terrible, I'll tell you not to do it. So we're gonna let them set for about 5 minutes or so, and then dig in. I'll let y'all know. Alright y'all, so that actually turned out really freaking amazing. It was cooked pretty dang good. One of them was a little bit overcooked, but I didn't really know how to judge to cook it. But we did 400 degrees on bake in the air fryer for 10 minutes, and then I did air crisp at 400 degrees to get it nice and crispy for 4 minutes, and it turned out awesome. So if you guys have an air fryer, you don't want to pull out the oven, that'd work just fine. If you guys have never roasted a duck before and you want to do it in the oven for a teal like that, 450 degrees, 10 minutes, 11, 12, just play with it, and it'll turn out great. But yeah, air fryer, highly recommend that one, guys. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, y'all, go ahead and hit that subscribe button for me. I'd really appreciate it. And stay tuned to the channel, because I got plenty more stuff coming. If you want to see some more recipes or some tips and tricks for cleaning birds or anything like that, drop it down below. Give me your guys' thoughts. And then, like I said, drop some of your recipes down below as well, so I can check them out. I'm always trying to try new stuff. I appreciate y'all. Thanks for watching.